Hey, greetings. I'm Mantus, back again. Welcome to the Pox Show, Sans Pox. That's French. Hail Satan. Hail Pox. Tonight's special guest is the Reverend Linda Lynch of Windwalker Healing. How are you?
I am fine. Happy to be here.
We're so happy to have you here. I understand you just got back from high tea with one of your covens.
Actually, we're going in a couple of weeks. Okay. We have a group of 6 women, and we do rituals on all the Sabbaths. And we decided for Samhain, we would go to high tea. And we're going dressed in our ritual gear and broomsticks and all.
Oh, that's amazing. So do you find it hard to find parking for the broomsticks once you get there?
Yeah, they don't have too many spots to put a broomstick in.
Yeah. And I wouldn't even trust it with a valet.
No, they might take off on it. That wouldn't.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And then the liability. I'm sure the insurance doesn't even cover that.
I high tea hat. There's a woman that makes them, and she sells them in Salem, Mass. And it's I bought it at Pagan Pride Day.
Oh, wow. Okay, so many of our watchers may not be familiar with the Wiccan religion. So, like, Wicca is a religion, right?
Wicca is a religion. Being a witch is not.
Ah.
Being a witch is doing protective spells, healing spells, celebrating the holidays, things like that. And practicing Wicca is basically the same thing, except they take it a little more seriously. Maybe they might do higher rituals. We laugh during our rituals. We have fun with our rituals. Some people take the rituals point of Catholic Mass serious.
So you would say that someone who is a witch would be a-religious, like not necessarily attaching themselves to a religion. Like when you meet a Christian and you're like, hey, you're like a Christian. And they're like, no, I'm not a Christian. I'm a follower of Christ. Right.
Right.
So, yeah. They don't want to have that label and everything that is installed around the label of Christianity. Right. They want it to be something that's open. So like a witch is somebody who is sort of like, I'm a witch. I'm not a Wiccan. So there's less orthodoxy involved, right?
Right.
Okay. Oh,
and pagan is also a umbrella term for all non-organized religions, like Buddhist.
Oh.
Okay. Witchcraft, the craft. Okay.
Right.
But other things that Sufism, all of those that are not structured like, say, Catholicism or Judaism and stuff like that, kind of fall under the blanket term of paganism.
Okay. Now you would consider that paganism is not a negative term as it has been.
It means village dweller.
Right.
If you look it up in the dictionary, it means village dweller.
Well, you know what? That's funny. I've never actually looked up the word pagan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm more of an Orthodox Pox follower myself, so I wouldn't consider myself a pagan.
Well, I really don't want to tell you this, but witches do not believe in the devil.
They don't?
We don't.
Okay. All right. That's fine. This is a big tent. This is a big tent over here.
There's room for all of us here.
Exactly. This is America.
That's right. Well, yeah. Okay. We won't go there.
Whoa. Maybe we will.
Now the Army starts you at $288 a month. And you may not even have to spend it. Your housing is free. And you get 30 days paid vacation a year. What are you going to do with that $288 every month? You think of something.
I understand that you are an ordained minister.
Yes, I decided over I don't know, close to 15 years ago, I decided, why should only straight people be the ones that get married and live such miserable or happy after life? I mean, we're married close to 50 years. So I decided to become an ordained minister so that I could marry anybody that wanted to be stuck with somebody else.
So you can that way they can choose their own hell.
You got it.
Whoa, what was that?
It was my phone.
Okay, no whammies. So you actually have your own practice and your own I want to call it a ministry, but not really a ministry, but it's
no,
like a service.
I'm just me, myself, and I've been called to do wakes, funerals, gravesite services, and weddings, and I've done a couple of baptisms.
Oh wait, I want to hear a little bit about the baptism. So how does that work? Because obviously we have the kind of orthodox Western view of what a baptism is, but what is the Wiccan or
it's more of an introduction into the world, and it's introducing them into the 4 directions. You know, a south, east, and west.
Like the cardinal directions, yeah.
Right. It's introducing them because the directions are all associated with the different elements. So when a baby is ready to be christened, they're introduced to the god, the goddess, and the 4 elements.
So the 4 elements are aligned with certain power, well, it's cardinal directions. So you have wood.
That's feng shui.
Okay.
North would be earth.
Okay.
Okay. East is the air. West is the water, and south is the fire.
Okay. And then they're opposing as well. So you have fire and air kind of.
Yeah,
opposing.
so you have north and south, east and west. Yeah.
Okay.
Air and fire, and earth and fire, and air and water.
It feels close to astrology in some way, where you have the fire and the air signs are related, and all of that stuff.
Yeah, I tried astrology, and it's way beyond my comprehension.
It's a lot. You got rising sun and moon and these things.
I just know when Mercury is retrograding, I hide.
Right.
Other than that, that's all I know.
Mercury. What a card. People can book those types of more normal rituals, but then they also can do things do you do tarot card readings and things like that?
I do tarot card readings out of a couple of places, and I do tarot card readings out of my home for people that I've been doing for years. I watch who comes to my house. So I'm very fussy about the energy that comes in here.
Of course.
So I do readings here, the people I've known for a long time, and I have other places that I go to do readings, or I do house parties. Yeah, I've never done that before because I like the feel of people's energy, because it's easier for me to connect with those on the other side as well. But sure, I mean, I've done a couple of phone readings, so I don't see why a Zoom reading wouldn't be any different. Or, if we decide you guys want to do this again, people maybe can email you questions, and I could anonymously read them, and give them a reading.
You know what? That's well. Let's take that down. Are you writing this down, producer? All right.
Welcome to my humble home.
Look, Mr. Summers, I've got to get my aunt off this island. She's been this way ever since we came here. I'm just afraid if we don't get away soon, something dreadful is going to happen to all of us.
Let me out of here! Let me out of here!
I have heard that you
Oh,
have some
yes.
interesting stories about when you've been able to make contact with people's loved ones, and like in the afterlife after they've passed. What's your favorite story of that happening?
There are just a couple that are really very touching.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was my first birthday after my husband passed, and I woke up and he was holding my hand. And that was just, and my birthday being the other day, I woke up saying, okay, Bob, you got to hold my hand. Well, no, I didn't see him this year, but that first year was fantastic. I've given readings for a lot of people, and I'd say, gee, there's a woman standing behind you, and I would describe what she looks like, and it would be somebody that is just passed, or it could be somebody that passed 30 years ago.
Right.
I had one of a relative of ours that passed away last year overseas, and that was kind of astonishing when I saw the details.
Right.
That one. And of course, from doing the different table tipping and things like that, communication, we've gotten some really good responses from that.
Can you explain table tipping?
Table tipping is a physical form of mediumship. Usually when you do mediumship, you hold someone's hands or you just sit near them and you try to connect with those on the other side. With table tipping, you're putting your hands like this, you see my hand on the table, and you think about the people you'd like to hear from. And as the table wiggles or slides or tips, which it tips, it can spell out words or names.
Okay.
Give you answers. There is a video on, I believe it's on YouTube, that Aldemar Video did. So what I'm going to do is create a ball of light just surrounding this whole table. We're asking that only spirits from the light to come in. We would like to hear from Henrietta or any of the actor or actresses or anybody else who would like to speak to us that has anything to do with this building itself. Now, we already know Henrietta is one of the people we're assuming is here, that shows up here. Would that be reasonable to assume that you're here, Henrietta? Is she a very gentle person? Do you know? Okay. Do you have others here with you? Come on, we know that there are others here because we've sensed them, and they're making our meter go off. So, if you are happy, Henrietta, here at the end, and you are happy with the way that Linnea and her husband are running this in, could you give her a hug and show us that, that you're okay with everything here? Come on, I know you can do this. There we go, thank you. Okay, Do we have any children here? Okay, are you part of the Noyce family? Right, I'm saying it right, okay, thank you. Are you part of the Noyce family? Okay. Do you know any of the children's names? No, okay. Can you tell us how many children are here? 1, 2, 3.
How many are boys?
Can you tell us how many are boys? Okay. Are you Henrietta's children? They're not answering yes anyway, so. Okay. Were you children that lived in the house before Henrietta owned the house? Okay, I want to say because it's such a big tip that maybe they're saying that it's long before Henrietta, okay, owned the house. Okay. Are you enjoying staying in the house? Are you the ones that are heard running up and down the hallways, the stairs? Okay, can you tell me how many spirits are residing in the right at this moment? Two, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 spirits residing here right now.
So, keep my hand
Yeah,
up.
just both of you pick up your hands. I want to see.
Put them back over the table.
Yeah, just over the table,
okay,
but just.
because you need
yeah.
your energy. Okay.
But don't
But
touch the
yeah, I mean, can you move the table now? Will you move the table now? Now see, this is really weird, because the only 2 people who can make the table move like this, their hands are off the table. Okay, can you move it again for me? One more time. Come on, there you go. I mean, let's put the table in Roberta's lap.
in my lap.
Now look, I mean, think of the physics behind this. Okay, in order to get a table to move like this, there has to be pressure like that, or we have to be picking it up. Now, I don't have a Spidey grip. I'm not Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's...
I release the circle. I send all the energies back to spirit. None of these energies have any rights or permission to follow anybody home from here. And we send you off with love and light, and we send you back to God's graces.
So we're back from that clip. It's the magic of editing.
The gentleman from the newspaper who put this all together, he was a very big skeptic. And he had my little EMF reader that would tell you when energy spiked. He had his lap. And when the table tipped, the light would go off.
Oh, wow.
At one point, Roberta and Marcia were sitting opposite me, and that's the direction the table was tipping. And he asked them to take their hands off the table because he thought they were tipping the table. When they put their hands above the table, not touching it, the table kept tipping.
Oh, wow.
So we kind of made a believer out of him.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing.
It was cool. But it's just kind of a physical way of speaking with those that have passed over. It was shortly, just a matter of a couple of days after she passed. And her husband, my brother, was designing getting a picture together on his computer to make the mass cards. And he was looking at them, and I'm on the other computer, and I'm just doing my thing. And all of a sudden I turned to him, and Roberta said, Roberta says, thank you for fixing the spot she had on her face. And he goes, what? And that's what he had just finished doing.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know what he was doing, because what do I know about computers? I know how to turn them on and turn them off.
Right. There was like a secret little signal.
Yeah. Oh, he used to butterfly kisses.
Right.
Well, they used to do this. Yes. And so that's what I had to do, to show him that it was from her. And I didn't know that until after I did it. And I said, she told me to do this, so you would know. It doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, it still blows my mind.
Right. It sounds very powerful whenever it can be channeled.
Yep.
When these visions manifest, you know, what is it? Is it like a feeling? Is it something that you see? Is it just like, does it just like kind of take your body and just kind of make you go?
It depends. I mean, sometimes I've just sat there and delivered messages that wasn't, I don't know where I was, but messages came out.
Right.
A rarity, but I see it almost like a movie. I can see sometimes in black and white, sometimes it's in color. There's people who ask me what color hair she has, and I'm saying, well, it might be on the light color because I'm only seeing in shades of grays.
Right, right.
But I'll see an action movie. When my dad had passed, I was dreaming, seeing a vision. I don't know what you want to call it. I was walking down my stairs from upstairs to the living room, and I saw my dad come out of one of the rooms. He had his green flannel shirt on and his khaki pants, green khaki color, and go into his bedroom. He's reading the newspaper. He got angry and started ripping it up. And I said, Dad, what are you doing? He was ripping up his obituary.
Wow. So the pagan community in Massachusetts is pretty diverse.
Yeah, there's a lot. There are so many different styles of Wicca.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I used to belong to the Universalist, Unitarian Universalist. It was called CUPS.
Right, yeah.
Of the Universalist Pagan Society. And it was only at the UU churches.
Mm-hmm.
The one we had here in New Bedford was the oldest in the United States.
Oh, wow.
And it just disbanded a couple of years ago.
That's too bad.
Yes, we went from 30 people to lucky if all our elders showed up, you know.
Right.
But we still do service at the UU church, like we're doing Samhain. You know, some of us. So there are a lot of different groups, and like in any, I don't want to use the word, lack of a better word, I'll say religion. You got your catty people. You got your people who say,
there's a catty person right here.
Yeah. I didn't know if that was an add-on or an actual cat.
Yeah, it's an actual cat. Oh, she's purring.
You know, someone that you're doing it wrong, you're not doing it right, or I'm not sharing with you. You still get that like you do everywhere else.
Of course, yeah.
You know,
I mean, people are people.
Yeah. You know, and then you have the hereditary witches, which were born into it, who think they're better than everybody else. And I know some hereditary witches who are the greatest people on earth.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody is different. Everybody studies. I mean, some people like to do chaos magic. You don't want to do that. But people, they like doing chaotic magic. And it's
mean, you know, threefold rule is like a tough one to swallow, if you ask me.
It really is.
Describe a healing spell for us.
I like candle magic.
Mm-hmm.
There are some really good books out there on candle magic. And you would use a candle appropriate to what you want. Usually green is associated with healing. And I would take a candle, I would carve the person's name into the candle. And I just happened, because I was using it the other day. This is an applewood stick with a nail in the end of it. And I use that like a pen to engrave on a candle.
Mm-hmm.
So you would do something like that. You can anoint it with different oils. You could use a lavender, a mugwort, maybe something that's associated what the healing is about, because different oils resonate with different things. And you could use stones around it.
Right.
What's crystal works with whatever healing you're doing. And I would light the candle, and I would, of course, because I do Reiki also, I would also add Reiki to my candle. And then I would just sit there and I would meditate on the candle and on the person who the healing is going to, and what I want the candle to do for them.
Okay.
And I usually use what they call the chime candles.
Mm-hmm.
That are like, this big, they only burn for about an hour.
Okay.
And I let it burn out. I don't put it out. You let it burn out.
Oh, okay. So it sounds like a lot of this, a lot of these like kind of items, they're like I want to say power items, are there to cause you to focus your energy on a specific task that needs to be done, right?
Yes.
So that's sort of what the rituals and the candles and the inscriptions and things like that are for. And of course, something is different. You have different rituals that are designed to focus your energy on something else.
Right.
Now, is there like more advanced witches who no longer need those items, or?
Well, yeah. After a while, it's like, before I do any ritual, before I meditate, I want to be protected, because you can remember when you meditate on something, you space out a little bit.
Yeah.
It's very easy for other entities or negative energies to come over. I'm going to bother you.
Mm-hmm.
So I always cast a circle around me. I always call in the 4 directions, the elements, or the watchtowers. They're all the same thing, but that's what they're known by.
Right.
And I ask them to keep watch on me. I also call Saint Michael to protect me. I also call in Elegua. I will show you Elegua. This is Elegua.
Oh.
He's Orisha. Some Santeria.
Yeah.
Okay, which I'm starting to study.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now, Orisha is a South American pagan goddess, right?
They're right. And God, this is a god.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a key, because he has the key to the underworld and the spirit world.
Right.
So I want to be protected.
Hey, I want to thank Linda Lynch for joining us and talking about her witchcraft and Wicca a little bit.
Okay, and if anybody has any questions, if there's a way they can get a hold of texting you guys or emailing you guys, and then maybe we can answer them at a later date.
Thanks a lot. Take it easy.
All right, it was nice to be here.